Joining us now is the Executive Director of Chabad-Labavich of Michigan, Rabbi Kasriel Shemtov, is back with us once again on the Michigan Megacast. Rabbi, thank you for being with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good to have you with us. So an exciting new event coming up this week. It's coming up on Wednesday, April 6th at 11 o'clock. It'll begin in Oak Park, and it's a parade that will begin in Oak Park and travel all the way to Detroit in celebration of the Passover holiday. Can you tell us about this event and just what makes this so special, given that it is a parade that's going to span much of lower Michigan and Oakland County and Wayne County?
Yes, it's very exciting. This is the first time we've ever done something like this, where we have 12 mobile homes. We call them Mitzvah Tanks. We can explain that soon. Mm-hmm. And they're going to go as a parade from Oak Park to downtown Detroit, to Campus Martius. And from there, it's going to head out all throughout the Oakland County area, Metro Detroit area, and visit various communities and accomplish its mission.
And so let's clear that familiarity up for people, that unfamiliarity up for people. What exactly is a mitzvah tank?
Okay, so technically it's a mobile home, like an RV, that is dressed up as a place to be able to set yourself in a public sphere where anybody walking down the street or going about their business can come in, learn about our tradition, learn about a mitzvah, learn about upcoming Passover, learn about what it means to be a Jew, or for the general community, what Judaism has to offer in terms of their teachings, and to come into this mitzvah mobile and to be able to celebrate together and learn about that. We call it mitzvah on the spot for people on the go. So whereas, not many people have the chance to go into the synagogue or to go see the rabbi, this is when we go out to the community. It was in the early 70s when our Rebbe, the Lubavitcher Rebbe of blessed memory, came out with this initiative, looking at the United States of America, seeing so many people that could be uncomfortable to go and connect with a rabbi, to connect with a synagogue. They're going about their daily life. And the Rebbe says, let's go out to them. Let's embrace each and every one. And just like you have, we're hearing all about tanks, right? We're hearing about Ukraine, and it's all so difficult and awful what a tank stands for. But what is a tank? A tank is a vehicle that's able to go through boundaries, limitations, trenches. Nothing stops a tank. A tank has to make it through and get to its destination. This is a mitzvah tank. This is a tank that goes through all boundaries, all limitations, but to bring the beauty, the light, the warmth of Judaism to each member of the community.
So there'll be 12 tanks, 12 mitzvah tanks that will be participating in the parade. Why 12 of them? Why 12 of those mitzvah tanks in this parade heading from Oak Park to Detroit? Are they going to be then spreading out throughout these cities on their way down to Detroit to spread the word about Passover and answer questions of people in the community, or are these just 12 tanks in succession going from Oak Park to the city of Detroit in a traditional parade sense?
They're going in a traditional parade sense to Campus Martius. From there, they're going to all go to their destinations, each one spending a day amongst the community in different parts of the community. And yes, the number 12 is actually chosen for a reason. This is being done in honor of the Rebbe. The Rebbe is the one that launched this initiative of the Mitzvah Tanks, which was really teaching us that we have to all go out of our sphere, go out of our comfort of our own home, and be there to help a fellow, and be there to bring the spirit and light of our traditions to the streets, to everyone out there. And the Rebbe started this in the early 70s. And every year when it comes to the Rebbe's birthday, it's recognized all throughout the United States of America as Education Day, USA. It's a proclamation by the president, the vice president, and by governors all throughout the 50 states. So this year, April 12th, will be the 120th birthday of the Rebbe. And we're celebrating the Rebbe, we're celebrating his life, we're celebrating his teachings, his wisdom, his inspiration. So the number 12 is representing the 120. So this is an opportunity for us to learn from the Rebbe's teachings how we each can become ambassadors to the community and be ready to embrace every human being and sharing the spirit and light of Judaism with them.
And part of that spirit being shared to the community and getting those messages out and getting that information out is also participating in spreading this word and these messages to those that may not be able to participate out in the public or out in the community, in these celebrations, in these informational pieces, by also sending some of these tanks to those that are either homebound or those who are elderly and may not be able to be mobile. Can you talk about that effort and why that it was something that was important in planning for this special event?
Yes, we have different types of uses for a mitzvah tank. Sometimes you'll go to a shopping center, a public place, or a street corner in Manhattan, and people are walking by and they want to take a moment to meditate, to think about who they are, what they're about, and do a mitzvah. In other cases, like we're doing right here in West Bloomfield, there's going to be at one of our homes in our community, the whole neighborhood knows that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there's going to be celebrating with the mitzvah tank for Passover, and people are going to come and spend some time in festivity and doing an actual mitzvah on that mobile. At the same time, we're also going to senior citizen homes and other places that we know that there are individuals that are homebound that can't get out to a synagogue or to a public event. Even going out to shopping is too much for them. And we're going to be out there. There's going to be a loudspeaker with music, so they're going to be able to open their windows. They're going to be able to see it. Some of them will be able to come out to the mitzvah mobile and celebrate. So when you want to bring light to people, to individuals, it's important to be able to reach out to anyone that doesn't have the opportunity to connect with others. And Passover is coming up, and Passover is a time when very much a time of community, of family, of gathering together to celebrate the miracles that took place. And we want to give them a taste of that and to remind them that Passover is for them, and we can all celebrate in this Passover together or in whatever way it's possible for them.
And what's great about this event, too, about the Mitzvah Tank Parade also, is that it's not just a community event here in southeastern Michigan or for Michigan. It's also an international effort. It's really interesting. Can you talk about the rabbinical students that are studying at the International Chabad Yeshiva in Oak Park? They're also going to be participating in this parade, and that includes international students from 20 different countries, everywhere from Brazil to South Korea and everywhere in between. Can you talk about their participation and how special it is to have international participation here in Michigan, especially in southeastern Michigan, where it really is such a great melting pot of different cultures coinciding in all these communities?
Absolutely. If you're looking for energy, you're looking to get out there in the street, is what brings it about. And usually these mitzvah tanks are managed and run and manned by the youth. In our case here in Detroit, we're fortunate we have a yeshiva, Chabad Yeshiva, which is a college for Chabad leadership. And these students who, like you said, are coming from all parts of the world, not only are they participating in it, but they're the ones, it's their initiative. They're the ones that came up with the idea, they made the planning, they raised the funds, and they are now working with all the Chabad centers to be able to bring this to the community. So it's really very exciting. You might be driving down the street on a Friday afternoon, and you might see some of these yeshiva boys, some of them very young, who go and visit stores, offices every Friday to meet Jews who want that opportunity to learn something, just like on the go. This is a case where now they're taking it outside of the office, outside of the store, into places where they could just be walking on the street. And these same youngsters are arranging this. And like you said, these students are coming from all parts of the world to Detroit to study. Many of their parents are emissaries of the Lubavitcher Rebbe in their countries. And they've been raised in a spirit of giving, of leadership, of being there for the Jewish community and the community at large. And they're coming here to Detroit to learn about that and to sort of train for that effort. So like you said, there are students here from 20 countries, 5 continents, and they're going to be on these mitzvah mobiles, these mitzvah tanks, and spending the day bringing that spirit to the Detroit Jewish community.
We're joined by Rabbi Kasriel Shemtov, the executive director of Chabad-Labavich of Michigan, joining us on the Michigan Megacast to talk about the spirit of giving being an important factor in this event and in Chabad's celebration of Passover during this upcoming season. Can you also talk about, in the spirit of giving, the Chabad-Labavich is participating in a Ukraine relief fund as well, and talk about how that has been incorporated into the giving nature of this celebration?
Many of my colleagues, some of them my own relatives, are rabbis and rebbitzins, their wives, who are in Ukraine. They have set up centers. There's 193 Chabad rabbis and their families in Ukraine. And of course, when this whole upheaval came, they had to fend for their lives, but also fend for the lives of their communities. And we literally stand in awe on their courageous stand of, being totally dedicated to the people they serve. Finally, when some of their family, they were able to get their wives and children out of the country, they came back there because they wanted to be there for them and with them. Some of them, they're helping them leave the country. Those that have to stay, they're giving them the spirit of an optimism of life and of Judaism. So right now, there's a vast effort being made of helping those refugees, both in Ukraine and outside of Ukraine. For example, I have some colleagues who are in Moldavia, in Hungary, even as far as Germany, who are right now hosting hundreds and hundreds of refugees and taking care of them, all within the spirit of Chabad and the spirit of the Rebbe. We're celebrating the Rebbe's birthday, and this is where you see the Rebbe's impact, that he is able to inspire students today, young people, who are ready to dedicate themselves to the community in this fashion. And we can only learn from these people, these courageous people in Ukraine who are truly standing up for themselves and for the community. So there is a fund. I don't have the link with me right now, but there is a fund where they're raising money to help them serve their communities, bring food to their communities. And that's very inspiring for all of us. I would like to also share with you what this means for us coming to Passover, because, of course, the entire Jewish community is getting ready to celebrate Passover, and the Detroit Jewish community, each and every one of us is sitting down with our families, going to have a Seder. It's on the 15th and on the 16th, and there are very special traditions that go with that Seder. One of them is the handmade shmura matzah. That is a beautiful tradition to have at your Seder. It's a biblical commandment to be able to eat that night the matzah. And there are Chabad centers all across the state, which you can turn to, and members of the community can turn to find that matzah, find other needs of your Passover Seder. I would like to just use this opportunity to open up our hearts to each member of the community, to be able to celebrate properly. The families, the elderly, anyone in the community should be able to celebrate. And that's what these mitzvah tanks are for. When you see one of these mitzvah tanks, hop on, and if there's something you need for your Passover Seder, ask them about it. Connect with one of your Chabad centers, and this will bring a tradition of joy and happiness for all of us.
Rabbi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That is
Happy Passover.
Yes, you as well. Thank you so much.